So we are back with a new Pokemon Random Battle Generation 3 and we are starting off with Raticate against Zapdos. So let's see what we can do here. We have some interesting options to go for. I'm not sure if I want to stay in with Raticate, to be honest. Maybe the Zapdos can paralyze me, which would boost my attack, but on the other hand would hinder my speed. Still, in Generation 3 you can also get paralyzed if you are an electric mon, and I do not appreciate any of my mons getting paralyzed, so I'm just gonna press return here. And my opponent has a Shedinja, okay, so that's interesting. Shedinja can completely wall some of my Pokemon, unfortunately, and it can also agility pass if it wishes to do so. So the only mons who can even damage Shedinja are Moltres and Sharpedo normally, and Raticate only if it presses Shadow Ball. So now I bring in Jolteon, yeah, hoping for the T-Bolt from the Zapdos. And now I'm just gonna press the Toxic. And let's see if maybe the Shedinja comes in, Plusle comes in instead, okay. So let's just see what Plusle usually has. I don't think it should have anything which can really do anything against my Jolteon, so maybe it wants to Anchor me. Ah, it has Toxic, okay, so it was good that I went for the Protect here. So I do not wish to get Toxic in this scenario. I can bring in Raticate, hoping that it gets Toxic, but the Plusle does outspeed, so I might get some damage onto the Raticate, which I do not wish. So I bring in the Magneton, but this time the Plusle T-Bolts. So now I think I want to go into the Raticate. Yeah, because he will go back into Shedinja, but I didn't want to risk the T-Bolt on my Moltres. So now I went into the Raticate and hit the Shadow Ball. Of course he swaps now, he has a Noctowl which is immune to the Shadow Ball. So that's an annoying combo, Shedinja and Noctowl, because the two of them can basically completely stall my moves from Raticate. So let's see what we can do here. I'm gonna bring in Magneton back and I let it get put to sleep, alright. And now I can go into the Jolteon. He swaps into Medicham, so my opponent is also swapping a lot. So let's see how much damage my Jolteon will do to the Medicham. So the T-Bolt will do around 43% at least. So I'm just gonna press T-Bolt now. Let's see. And he goes back into Plusle, alright. So now I can stall another turn with the Protect. He will probably go for Toxic, yeah. And now he will go for the T-Bolt again, because he did so last time. Except maybe he predicts now that I will stay in. But this T-Bolt is really dangerous for me. It hits really hard. So Zapdos and Plusle are not very good for my team. So my only real good counter is Jolteon and Magneton to some degree. And my other mons get hit really hard. So I'm just gonna press T-Bolt now. Okay, so he predicted me and went into the Shedinja. So now I'm just gonna press the Toxic, getting the first damage off, or the first status move. Because he will press Silver Wind now. Okay, so now I can press the Protect. Okay, now he goes for the Shadow Ball, alright. So let's see if I want to... Do I want to risk the damage on the Jolteon is the question. I am gonna press Toxic again, because Shedinja is very annoying for me. So I actually, yeah, threw away my Jolteon. I hope I do not regret this decision later on, but... yeah, not much else I can do here, I guess. So let's see, what will we do? Here's a decent switch in for everything, so I'm just gonna check how much damage Zapdos will do to the Far-Fetched because he will bring in Scepters probably. And it will not one-shot, so I'm just gonna bring in the Far-Fetched. Might as well just bet and pass a speed boost, I guess. Yeah, so he brings in Scepters. My damage is, of course, not very good. So I can speed up. I can also just bet and pass and get a free switch, basically not hurting my Pokemon coming in. I think that might be the best decision, to be honest. I could use Farfetch still for the setup on a Noctowl, for example. But not really sure what else I wanna do with the damage here. I think I'm just gonna bet and pass now. And now I will bring in... Magneton. I want to not get a free hit on Raticate. So I am just gonna Sleep Talk. So he has a substitute Baton Pass set, so that's very annoying. So let's hope if we can break this substitute, we get the rest. It happens so often for me. It's very, very annoying. So yeah, if Medicham has the Rock Slide, I am in trouble here because he has a very good setup against me. Usually it has Rock Slide, unfortunately. So I am gonna bring in Moltres now. And let's see. So he chooses the Bulk Up, okay. So he probably has the Rock Slide, unfortunately. So I can break this up now, and if he hits the Rock Slide I would die, but he hits a Shadow Ball. So apparently he does not have the Rock Slide on this set, so that's good information. That means my Moltres can deal with the Medicham, actually. Which I did not suspect so far. And his last one is the Feraligatr. So let's see what it does. Feraligatr hits the Hydro Pump on the Farfetch'd. Unfortunately, this has 2 speed more than my Farfetch'd, because otherwise I would have an easier time setting up. But now I can bet and pass the speed boost. So let's see. I think still my best switching against Scepters is the Magneton. So he goes for another substitute bet and pass, but now I have a quick Magneton, so let's see if we can break the sub already. Okay, so he subs and now he will bring in Medicham, I guess. So I'm going back into the Moltres and he will bulk up again. Okay, so I am just gonna click the Fire Blast. Okay, I was kinda considering already going for the Will-O-Wisp, predicting the Feraligatr, but now I can heal up with the Morning Sun, and Feraligatr will go for the Hydro Pump, I guess. That's kind of interesting. So what should we do here is the question. I will not be able to kill it from here, but I might be able to two-shot it with the HP Grass. So it has at least, yeah, 74% after 2 times. And its Hydro Pump will deal a lot to me, so it's not a good idea. But it will Hydro Pump, I guess, so I am gonna bring in the Sharpedo, showing my last one, and I get crit, of course. Why not? So now I can only press Substitute, and yeah, he might as well just keep Hydro Pumping. He actually goes for the Noctowl, okay. So I didn't expect that. I'm not really sure what he wants to do, maybe just finish me off, since it can use Return, for example. So it has the Whirlwind, alright, so it actually deals with my Berry and my Substitute, so yeah. GG, that was a good move from him. So that is really annoying. He brings in Feraligatr back in. I am just gonna press Return now, let's see. So he presses Sword Dance, unfortunately I do not get him into Berry range, so now I still outspeed, so that was a misplay from him. I was kinda expecting, I don't know, maybe a fighting move, but I don't know if Feraligatr has any. Usually I think it has HB Flying, and Hydro Pump and Earthquake should be the usual set. This Scepters is very annoying for me. So I still get outsped by Puzzle, so my only other use case would be Medicham, and I think I can deal with the Medicham, so I'm just gonna return the Scepters now. Let's see how much damage it deals to me, so it actually wouldn't even two-shot me, that is very nice. And now I can just press return again, and my opponent forfeits at this point. So what would have happened next, I guess, is he brings in... So let's see if I could even kill the Medicham from this percentage. I think I do, since I am Choice Bandit, so my return should deal enough. I think it had 40%, so that would be enough. And Puzzle, let's check if it could kill me with the T-Bolt. So the T-Bolt had a range, but it would have needed the max range to kill me, and I would have killed it in return with return. So yeah, it seems like my Relicat would have been able to finish it. Otherwise, I still think my Magneton could have stalled the Puzzle since it was toxic, and I could have just went back to sleep. And yeah, against the Medicham I had some Pokemon which were able to outspeed, like Moltres or Sharpedo. So yeah, still a very good game. Well played, and we will see each other in the next battle. So we are back with a new Pokemon Random Battle, and we are starting off with the Viper against the Metagross. That's quite interesting. So Metagross is an interesting fella. I think my best choice would be to swap into the Charizard, because I'm guessing an Earthquake will come out. So I will go into the Charizard. Okay, so he also swaps into Gyarados. Alright. So let's see if I have an electric move. It doesn't look like it. Perfect. That's exactly what you want to see if you have to face a Gyarados. No electric moves. So I will swap back into Arbok, and he swaps into Nosepass. So I don't know really what's going on here. Okay. So this time I'm going into Poliwrath. And why was this swapping animation so quickly? Maybe because we swapped so much the last few times. So I take the Rock Slide without any issues, and now I can set up the substitute. And now I shall Ice Beam this Fearow. I guess that it's Choice Band. Let's see if it recovers HP. Usually not. Yeah, it's Choice Band. But I do not have a good option to tank its Drill Peck, so I have to send an Arbok. And Arbok, of course, will also get whittled down since it has Choice Band. So he goes into the Metagross now. I expect a Rock Slide now, so I go into the Viper. Okay, so far so good. And now I am gonna press Flamethrower. He uses Agility, okay. So maybe he also predicted another swap, so let's see, he will probably Earthquake, yeah. Oh, fortunately my Viper can survive. So that was at least nice for me. And now I have to deal with the Latias, so I do not have a good matchup against Psychic Mons, and my opponent, yeah, has two of them so far. Slowking could maybe wall Latias, but also it's only has Surf and Psychic, so not really much I can do to it in return. Return might be a good... But return might be a good option with the Persian. So I'm not really sure how I want to proceed here. The Viper also didn't seem too useful from the remaining mons, so I am just gonna go for the Crunch here. So the Latias tries to set up with the Calm Mind, I guess. So I'm just gonna bring in the Persian now. I'm afraid of the setup, yeah. Because it then can just recover. It has recover and the Calm Mind. So I am just gonna press Substitute now. And Latias, okay, maybe that was a misplay. Let's see if I could have even survived a hit with the +2 special attack. Yeah, I would have survived a hit. So now I don't. So that was actually a misplay. That's unfortunate. I should have cocked it first. So now all I can really do is going down to 25% health and activating my berry, so at least I do more damage. But still, he could also just go into the nose pass, which would, yeah. Oh, okay, so he swaps into the Firo. Don't really know why he would sack the Firo instead of just bringing in nose pass, because nose pass should be able to deal with my Pokemon quite well. I am gonna bring in the Arbok against the Gyarados. Let's see. And now he brings in the nose pass. That's quite interesting. So now I will go back into the Poliwrath. Just tank the Rock Slide so he doesn't come very far with this strat. The problem I see is he can bring in Latias now. So he also has a Seviper. I see so many Sevipers the last few games. Most of the times my opponent has them, but this time I also have one. So let's just see. So Hydro Pump is better than Focus Punch. I was considering maybe pressing Focus Punch due to it having better accuracy. So the Viper just uses the Sludge Bomb, and since the Viper isn't too useful for me now, I can just bring it in and maybe hope for the Speed Tie. I actually get the Speed Tie and the Earthquake, so that's lucky on my side of things. So the Viper is pretty useless against Latias and Nosepass. So what I'm gonna do is just press Sludge Bomb here and hoping for a poison. So Gyarados actually just goes for the Dragon Dance strat. So I'm just gonna bring in Arbok now. So yeah, it's a free switch in basically. Since I can hit harder, but now he can just Earthquake. So he's one attack boost. So what is the play here? So I cannot outspeed anymore. So I think my best bet is actually Slowking. Unfortunately, Slowking is more on the special defense side instead of the physical defense, so that's annoying for me. So he presses Double Edge. I don't think that's a good option for him. I guess he would deal similar damage with HP Flying if he got that. And without the recoil, but the recoil is fine for me. So I'm just gonna press Rest now. Okay, so he dies actually from the recoil already, so I cannot press the Rest. So there ain't no rest for the Wicked. And now we have a problem with this Latias. This Latias really is a problem. I am gonna swap into the Viper. Okay, sacking it, because I would have at least threatened it with a physical set if he choose to set up in my face. And now I am gonna bring in the Persian. So Persian doesn't have the berry anymore, and the nose passage is such a good switch in for him, but it's also a free swap for me into Poliwrath. So he explodes, okay. So now my 3 remaining Pokemon somehow have to deal with the Latias. And that's easier said than done, to be honest. So I'm just gonna start off with the Persian, because my Slowking is outsped and at basically 0 HP. So there's no way it can deal with the Latias. So now we have to see whether Charizard can deal enough damage already. So the Latias is at 30%. So let's see how much we deal. We do not have Choice Band. I do not like that the option is always first. And my HP Flying deals at least 30.5%. So that should be the damage we need. So let's hope. And yeah, we get the damage. So good game to my opponent. It was close. Like there was actually a really difficult setup for me against Latias and Nosepass. This was a really strong combo. Also, if my opponent didn't throw away the Firo, I think he might have won. Since Firo also would have been very helpful for him. Because it also outsped my Charizard. So he could have also basically threatened every Pokemon of me except the Persian. And also my Persian doesn't want to swap in. So no idea why he just didn't swap into the Nosepass back then. But still, it was really close. So GG once again. And thank you guys for watching. and we will see each other in the next random battle. See ya!